Is it doom and gloom for Bitcoin? We barely just broke through 70,000, which is pretty much a support wall, which I had a feeling it was going to break below because they're trying to liquidate all the longs. The manipulation, the big money in here is trying to force price down before it parabolically moves upwards. And we have over the counter, which is what OTC is, $30 billion in Bitcoin. And how this works out is what over the counter does is it's for big people like BlackRock and them that have the liquidity to buy lots of Bitcoin so that they don't pump the price up. As soon as over the counter stuff is gone with, they have to go buy Bitcoin at the spot price of what everyone else, the buy and sell orders. And, the order book, they can't just buy it at a much lower price, and it's going to pump the price up. So once all the over-the-counter stuff is out of here, then boom, price explodes. And BlackRock, just the last couple days, have bought freaking $80 million worth of Bitcoin, which is freaking incredible. And part of the reason as to how they're being able to buy that stuff is over the counter. Right. And that's why price is not moving. That's why price is actually going down at the moment, because they don't have to buy the same price that everyone else does. And if I look at the hourly, we are in a flag. We have made another flag pattern, and this guy can break out, but we got to get back above 72,000 for this guy to break out, just like it did with its big sister over the 250-day flag pattern here that retested, then exploded upwards, where this price target is upwards of $100,000 once this guy officially explodes. So we're just having a minor momentarily stop. And this is all just because of the election. And we're trying to force prices down. And once the election happens, usually everything goes boom. We are in a bull market. Even if I look at the S&P 500, yeah, it has had a bad day for today. Microsoft is down 6%. It's like its worst day in the last 5 years, which is insane. This is all about their earnings and spending too much money on AI. Well, AI is here to stay, and it is something that's going to be in our lives for the long term. But the S&P 500, the generalization of all of the stock market, at least the big 500 hitters, well, it's pushing back. Well, you can't have green days all the time, and it's basically hit its support area of this guy right here. So I suspect that we are going to have a green day to close out the week, and that is just being skeptical. However, that guy would be a for sure bounce there. And Bitcoin, if I move over and I start looking at Bitcoin, well, again, I looked at this a little bit earlier, but we have caught back, right? We have caught the wall of $70,000, which is important because now we're making this area, this line here. What's an easier way of showing it here? If I show this here, now what used to be the ceiling is now becoming the support, which is good, right in this box area. We do not want to see anything close below 65. If we close below 65, we could be seeing 52,000, or even this scary 44,000. However, because of the election, I don't think that is happening. And just to be honest here, my trade that I've been trying to get out of for a while because I got greedy and fearful that I didn't want to lose money. So I ended up going way too big. And I just briefly yesterday got into positive after holding on to this sucker for the last week and a half. I'm negative $12,000 right now. My price target is right around the $2,900 to $3,200 range. But Ethereum seems to hit walls in fours. This would be the fourth wall. And yeah, this is a very, very bearish candle that is going to close here in about an hour and a half. And it has hit support where I thought it was going to, right around the $2,500 range. But, I also yesterday thought that we were going to blow through the wall of 2,700 and start our way up to 2,900. Well, that was a little bit wishful thinking. This was a good pullback here. As long as we stay above the previous low of the 2380, that should be good. As far as the election goes, it still looks like Trump is winning. I don't know how Harris is catching up at this point, especially after Joe Biden basically called myself and everyone that votes for him trash. That's just, everyone talks about how much Trump is a liar and he's bad. And yeah, maybe I do agree he's not the best person, but as of right now, he's the best person to lead this country. We don't want somebody that always is changing their views and doesn't stand for anything. Whatever is popular, trending, they change their YouTube channel from crypto to, now Beanie Babies is possible. So now I need to go make Beanie Baby videos. That's not the type of person that we need to run the country. And Bitcoin is all for conservatism and along with being your own bank. So yeah, anytime I talk about that, people get off the stream. That's fine. But we're looking to November 5th for D-Day, basically, with the October being green. October is still green. So overall, we need Bitcoin. It would be awesome for Bitcoin to close above 70,000. And that is going to happen here inside of an hour and a half, 90 minutes. Right. And right now we're kind of making a hanging man, but this is almost turning into a hammer candle on the hourly, which is good, which assumes that things could potentially be going in the upwards direction. Same thing for Ethereum. Ethereum is bouncing off of support and it is turning into a hammer candle, so that I suspect that this guy jumps back up above this red line that I thought that was going to be the biggest support, but ended up being blown below through it. So if this does happen, right now is honestly a last ditch effort to push the price down. If we close above 70,000 for Bitcoin, this is good. Rockets are set for us to have some massive moves. Okay. You try to get all the haters out, and then you try to get all the liquidators, the guys that are long, you try to get them liquidated, and then once that is released, then you can start buying Bitcoin and keep going up. But a lot of the over-the-counter stuff. So I'm looking close at this. We're down $2,000 for the day, and that is hard to swallow. Same thing with Ethereum, especially to see that my open trade is down 11 grand right now, when yesterday it was up about $1,000. Kind of a bummer right now, but I'm still hitting tight. And I told you where my price targets are. I do believe that we are bouncing. Things are looking good. This blue line here, we see how we're touching and we're going up. Same thing with Bitcoin. If I draw lines as far as trends, okay, we seem to be holding on. And here we could potentially bounce off of 68,000 before we see higher in Bitcoin. So there is some room here, but it would be even more bullish if we close above $70,000. We will see what happens. And along with the election that is happening in 4 freaking days. So this is Johnny Crypto. Till next time, hit that subscribe button. I'll keep you up to date.